Godzilla vs. Kurama, aka the nine-tailed fox from Naruto. Which one of these Japanese-made monsters would win if they were to do battle? I'm sure if you're a true weeaboo like me, and also like giant monster fights, in other words, a monster weeb, you have a burning desire to have this question answered. Well, just sit back and relax, and I'll do all the thinking myself, and you just have to turn your brains off and accept everything I say. Just kidding, just enjoy the video and you can agree or disagree with my analysis of these two mighty monsters. But if you end up disagreeing with me,
you're wrong.
To be clear, the versions of the two characters I will be using is the live-action legendary Godzilla from the current MonsterVerse as he was in Godzilla vs. Kong. And the version of Kurama I will be using is him at 100% power when he's not in a host body. So basically like how he was when he attacked the Leaf Village. So he'll not be getting any feats from when he got 6 Paths powers along with Naruto to make it more fair. It will purely be his power alone. Let's start out with the older of the two, Godzilla. Godzilla vs. Kong graciously gave us his stats at the beginning of the movie, standing at a height of 390 feet, a weight of 164,000 tons, though another source has his weight at 99,000 tons, a bone tensile strength of 3,000 megapascals, which is around 1,000 that of steel, and an atomic breath that puts out 3.15 times 10 to the 14 joules, which would basically be the power of a small nuke. However, that clearly isn't the limit of his atomic breath's power, as Godzilla was able to drill to the center of the planet with his atomic breath in seemingly just a few minutes. That would take an incredible amount of force, which would at least be in the gigaton range based off the calculations I've seen, which makes sense considering Godzilla could tank megaton nukes like nothing. Godzilla's best durability feat is actually from one of the comics where he survived a seemingly direct hit from a meteor that killed most life on the planet. And that impact was calculated to be in the gigaton range as well. King Ghidorah, who's comparable to Godzilla in power, created a Category 6 hurricane wherever they went. Another feat that should be in the gigaton range, which makes Godzilla's power and durability being somewhere in the gigaton range pretty consistent. We can also use his Hollow Earth feat to estimate his speed. If you use cinematic time, it took about 3 minutes to accomplish the feat. And if you use the map of the Earth given to find out how much distance it had to travel, it ends up being around Mach 80. Keep in mind the fact that it had to go through the Earth could have likely slowed it down, so this might not even be his atomic breath's max speed. Kong was able to block Godzilla's atomic breath, and Godzilla scales to Kong, so you could easily argue Godzilla has high hypersonic reaction speeds. In terms of movement speed, I don't think Godzilla is nearly this fast, but he can still cross cities extremely quickly, and he hits fast and hard enough to create massive shockwaves that go on for miles. Mudo Prime is another kaiju Godzilla scales to, and it was stated she was able to rip through the planet's mantle at supersonic speeds. Kurama doesn't have an official size from what I can find, but it seems his size at full power, which is much larger when he was split in half, should be comparable to Godzilla's. In terms of striking power, even when split in half and just using 4 tails, Kurama had the power to create massive explosions with just the swing of his arm. And with 8 tails he was able to break out of Nagato's planetary devastation, which had the gravitational power to suck up mountains out of the ground. His power was also relevant in the fight between Madara and Hashirama, and when in Madara's perfect Susanoo armor, he had the power to cut multiple mountains in half with just the shockwave from a swing of his sword. When combining his Beast Bomb with a Susanoo sword, it was able to shoot over a small sea so fast that the water at the closer shore was still disrupted when it was exploding on the opposite side. With Kurama's power, Naruto was able to quickly deflect 5 Beast Bombs at once, scattering them across the landscape, impressing Guy with his speed and making Kakashi even think he might be Minato for a second. Kurama should very easily scale to the fastest ninjas in the verse, besides the 6 Paths characters, and Itachi was able to react to natural lightning, which is close to Mach 300. Kurama's most powerful attack is his Tailed Beast Bomb. He was able to match the power of all the other tailed beasts besides the 8 tails, which created a massive explosion, dwarfing the mountains below. Kurama should have contributed to about 50% of that explosion, but keep in mind, Kurama was already split in half, so really Kurama at full power should have been able to create an explosion that size by himself. Kurama and 8 Tails have a shared feat where they charged up their Beast Bombs to the max to create another massive explosion, and you could also assume a full power Kurama could have done that by himself as well. These feats would easily put the 9 Tails in the gigaton range. So how would this massive monster mash go down? Well, I think it's highly likely that these two will open up with their signature attacks, and while they shouldn't be too far off in power, there's a massive difference between them. It took Godzilla multiple minutes to burrow down into the center of the Earth, while Kurama's Beast Bombs release all of their energy at once upon impact. So unless Kurama just stands in one place and allows Godzilla to breathe on him for a few minutes in the same spot, Kurama should have a much easier time dishing out damage onto Godzilla. Kurama is also likely much more agile and should have the reaction speeds to be able to dodge Godzilla's atomic breath, while Godzilla will find it almost impossible to get his big body out of the way and dodge Kurama's Beast Bombs. Even if he could dodge the bomb itself, If it goes off near him, there's no getting away from the explosion. On the other hand, even if Kurama does get tagged, he's already been shown to be able to survive direct hits from the Ten Tails Beast Bomb, which should even be more powerful than Godzilla's Atomic Breath. Kurama's Chakra Cloak did take some damage from that, but as long as he doesn't stay under fire for too long, I don't see Godzilla doing any serious damage to him. If you want to bring up Godzilla actually getting stronger from getting hit by nukes, that doesn't really work here because beast bombs aren't actually nukes and don't have any radiation, which is what makes Godzilla stronger. So they definitely won't power him up. At best, he'll just be able to resist the damage. But Godzilla's been shown to take damage from weaker attacks, and even the Mudos could pierce his hide and hurt him. If for some reason the potency of the tailed beast bombs weren't enough to do serious damage through Godzilla's thick hide, Kurama could always try to go in for close quarters, using his sharp claws to try and pierce Godzilla's skin. Godzilla may have the weight advantage, but I think Kurama would be far more agile and skilled in close quarters and has even taken hits from the Ten Tails, so he should be able to take hits from Godzilla. He's also probably more intelligent, clearly having at least human level intelligence, while Godzilla's only been shown to have near human level intelligence. Godzilla's also been shown to get tired in just about every fight he's been in, while Kurama has insane amounts of stamina and chakra reserves, even being able to share his energy with thousands of ninjas during the war. The Ten Tails chakra was compared to a small planet, and while not as strong as the Ten Tails, Kurama is still somewhat relative, as the Ten Tails is made up of all the tailed beasts, and Kurama is the most powerful of the tailed beasts, so logically his power should be comparable to at least 1/9 of that. The fact he allowed Naruto to fight all of those battles during the war without any signs of slowing down indicates his stamina should be far greater than Godzilla's. So while Godzilla is a tough opponent, Kurama beats him in just about every category, being able to put out more energy per amount of time, being faster, more agile, more intelligent, and possibly even physically stronger and more durable, but I think those are more questionable. However, even if Godzilla's durability keeps him in the fight, his stamina will eventually run out, leaving Kurama with the eventual victory. Even if you include Burning Godzilla, I don't think that will be enough, as his nuclear pulses are still clearly not as devastating as tailed beast bombs, and I don't think the heat and radiation would kill him either, as Kurama is more of a chakra being rather than an organic organism. So Godzilla's been dethroned, and now Kurama is the king of the monsters.